jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Go, go, go!
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Throwing on second and 3. Foles. The catch made by James O'Shaughnessy, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, first down. Fournette, a first down carry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 more there and another first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. First and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now Foles. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
On second down, here's Fournette. The tackle by Janoris Jenkins.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Foles. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Here's Foles. Throw right side of the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's second and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And the penetration too strong. He won't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Manning and the Giants come up now first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. On on the ground. This is Saquon Barkley. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
50, plant. Here we go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Manning. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Y'all playing the wrong football.
On 3rd and long, it's Manning. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
A great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
13.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This is Jeff Swaim, the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A handoff to Fournette. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 yards there, 1st down. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll run on 2nd down with Blue. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
On 3rd down, they run with Blue. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And New York set to take the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
Well, they should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Manning going to hand it off to Barkley. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Go. Get it.
A first down carry for Barkley. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That really sets him back. A loss of 6. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Give him 32 on the play. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 31-yard line.
Come on, set. 15, lining. 15 line. Ready?
From the gun, it's Manning. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Haywood.
Working from the gun, Manning. And that will be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And Rosas puts this one through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime, something to build on maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. And that'll be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Pick.
And 58 is the money. Well, 58 is the money. Yeah, that's what I do.
2nd and 10. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. That one good for 26 and a first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Check.
Back to throw. That is caught inside the 5. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Again, he'll drop the throw. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
All day, every day. Anything go.
One final try now for Manning. Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Manning and the Giants come up now first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Second half begins with a run from Barkley, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag. Routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing is Manning. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And got his man complete. Well, that's how you convert on third down with an explosive gain of 34. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
23 yards on the play.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Oh, you got deep? Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 3 down. We go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Well, that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. A tremendous play there from Saquon Barkley. 41 yards on the ground. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the run, it's Barkley. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now Saquon Barkley. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Manning going to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a giant first down on a gain of 16.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath now, can't he?
Yeah, we just saw that there with that pass completion. The maturity of a veteran taken with the defensive given.
Manning. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Here's Manning to throw. Eluding the pressure, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Calais Campbell picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
A couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Manning. That's complete left side to Shepard. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Manning to throw for it on 4th. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. Sharks got it left side. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10, right at the 40. Here's a give to Fournette. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
A pass there, complete to Westbrook, and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 14 on that one, and a first down. Foles now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. B.J. Goodson. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Foles. He'll find O'Shaughnessy open left side. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now they go screen. It's complete. Now the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Forced out to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
The kick by Lambeau is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 10-2 stop.
Check back 50. Man, I got you.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Manning. Got a man, Slayton. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes, when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Throwing again on second down. Manning. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Manning now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Manning. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Go, go. 8-3. Go, go.
On first down, Manning. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
Come on,
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again, Manning. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Mike's 50. I'm trying to collect. Here we go. 50. Mike 50. Wants to run. They're running it.
Now Manning again. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Mike's 50. It's coming this way. Here we go.
One final try now for Manning. And he's got it. And he's brought down.
Here we go.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the to go as they get set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. Mason Crosby of the Packers has it teed up, and off we go from Lambeau. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Mike, 380. Got to do better. Come on, QB, come on.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Carson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Wilson. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Kenny Clark drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Returnable here for Davis. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Get 300. Get 300.
Now Rodgers. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. On first down, Wilson. Flushed out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Rashawn Gary able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Now Wilson down around his goal line. Buying time to his left. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate, as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Brandon, I'm not going to tell him that you called him old in our pregame meeting, but this guy has been around a long time. If there's a trick in the book, he knows it. He probably even wrote a few chapters, and this is what he's always had, and that's a nose for the football. He's able to come away here with the interception.
Now a first down carry by Jones, and he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And this is caught at the 8. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 21 yards. We're scoreless after 1. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A first down there on a pickup of 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Wilson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Being chased out, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Preston Smith. What persistence, and that persistence pays off. Tracks him down for a 19-yard loss. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, he's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And he keeps 6 points off the board. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Preston Smith able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly... Right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. And if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the...
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. Past the 20, 10, and he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was...
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final? Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. 12 yards there and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 17-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
You gonna see me in your nightmares.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 38. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Rolling to his left. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Steps away to his, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Hey. 4 down.
Throwing is Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Kenny Clark picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Wilson. His throw caught at about the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Tremont Williams. And a short return to the 6-yard line. Oh, Charles, after that interception in the Super Bowl from the 1-yard line, I thought Pete Carroll would run it inside the 5 every time.
Sometimes I wonder if maybe Pete did want to run it inside the 5. But Russell Wilson, you know he's such a competitor that he doesn't want that interception to stand, that maybe he wanted to be in that spot and say, hold it a second, I can throw a touchdown pass. Instead, he's victimized again.
And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. In the end zone, it's a safety. So they go with the empty set, and that's the risk you run right there. Nobody was there to protect.
Well, you know how most offenses have audibles, and they've changed plays when they see certain sets. A lot of defenses do the exact same thing. You go to an empty back set, they bring pressure, and boy, did it pay off in this case.
Let's go, folks.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Carson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey,
pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Kenny Clark getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
He's got the tight end, Vanette. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On first and 10, it's Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the fourth and final quarter. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10. They go play action with Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown. And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's third and long. Play action. Now Wilson. Underneath pass here to Van Ness. Got some real estate inside the 30. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's fourth down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when, and he told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a first and 10 at their own 18. Rodgers now to throw. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Decent start there to the drive. Big hill to climb, needing 2 touchdowns, also a 2 two-point conversion.
So, partner, how do you eat an elephant?
I don't eat an elephant. Who eats elephant?
Well, if you do it one bite at a time. Okay. That's the way they've got to play this, one play at a time. Yes, there's urgency.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, 76 yards. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Now Rodgers. And they're going to get the 2. It's caught. So they get the conversion. And now we're back to a one-score game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
25,
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football and be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, but it'll be second down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Here's Carson. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Here's Wilson. Going for the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here we go.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll run it with Jones. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Now Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Adams. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. To throw is Rodgers. Now a desperation throw deep depth. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 44 yards.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a 2-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Push him back.
Bravo.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Twist.
Back to throw. Rodgers. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Throwing now is Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Back to the air, Wilson after the pick 6. Dancing to his left. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau. EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the New England Patriots. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by... Much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Wait, set. 53. Check back, 47. Check back, check back. Check. Alpha. Check. Shit. Hey, hold 66.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. First and 10 at the 19. On the toss, here's Michel. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Back at the 24-yard line.
Mike, 380. 47. Check tight.
On second and 15 now. Brady, pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up third and long. On play action, it's Brady. There's a nice move. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 16, Breeze. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The throw here going to be complete to Gordon. And he's out right at the 25. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Now a 1st down carry. It's Michel. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Brady. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. But likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Here's Sherrills. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They trail 3-0 after the INT last time led to a field goal, but now another fresh start here, 1st and 10. Now Kamara down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel, 65 yards. And the Patriots have taken the lead. Gostkowski with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill out the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
At the 29-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
3 bucks, 3 bucks, 3 bucks.
Breeze now. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Breeze. It's brought in right side by Ginn. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now Breeze again. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. It was the veteran Devin McCourty who got a hand in there to break that one up. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Brady now on first down. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Watch twins. Watch twins.
Easy.
Brady gives to Michelle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
To throw again on second down. Breeze. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. The Saints on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Breeze. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. The final shot before half for Breeze. He's going to look deep down the field, and they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Mike 52, Mike 52.
They start the second half with Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Set, 5-8, 5-8.
Here we go.
Now Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 56 yards. And the Saints are back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To throw, it's Brady. Throw to the right here to Gordon. A big play there for New England. 43 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. To throw on 2nd and 6, Brady. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
Brady going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
A 27-yard attempt.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, The way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here first and 10 at their own 22. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 54 yards. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
The tackle made by Lawrence Guy.
3/4 in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play.
Ready. Ready.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Breeze. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Where's 52? Watch for the
Toss play, Kamara. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Puts this one through. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20 to 13. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Patriots take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So Brady and the Pats take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To throw is Brady. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 6 there on first.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On second down, Michel. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. That throw by Brady incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and now it's second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this third down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They're looking at a fourth down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. Gostkowski's kick is good, and that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a two-score game, his third field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Ready? 95-56.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Back to throw, Breeze. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Patrick Chung. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
So after the INT, it's Brady. He completes it right side to White. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check butt set. Check butt set. Regular.
Brady going to look to throw. Throw over the middle, secured by Gordon. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I got you.
Back to throw, Brady. Catch here, left side, Thomas. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? This is caught. A very solid gain of 27.
They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now Brady. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's now 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Roll 50. Hey, shoot.
47, Mike. 47, Mike. Mike, 47.
Come on. You better bring it.
47's the Mike, boy. 47. Check. Go
To throw is Brady. Forced out, and a big loss here as he's taken down. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I'll tell you what, it has not been with a whole lot of frequency over the last couple of decades or so that teams have come into New England and escaped with a victory, but that's what happened here.
It almost doesn't feel real, does it?
We've seen it so few times.
That actually happened, right? We saw it. They came out of there with a win. And on the other side, in that locker room, you know what they're saying? We didn't really lose. Time just ran out on us. That's the attitude they have because they don't see it happen very often. Not even sure how to handle it.
And you see some stunned faces heading for the exits here in New England. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. I'll be heading to the hotel. Charles, he's off to Bourbon Street.
No, I'm not.
As we say so long from New Orleans.